The Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Indianapolis Colts 28-7 to end this slate of Thanksgiving games. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Indianapolis Colts 28-7 to end today's marvelous games for today's Thanksgiving Day, which I'm sure you enjoyed. I know I did. I sat down, had a big turkey leg in my hand, and I enjoyed these games. Now, this game wasn't that enjoyable, okay? And it was pretty clear after, I believe, like the first or second drive when the Steelers went down and scored a touchdown that, yeah, this game probably won't be close, but F it, I'm already on the couch. I already filled up my belly. I ain't moving. So let me just sit back and watch this game, and then let me come on here and recap it. So the Steelers, they got it done on the road, okay? And this is a team that has not been very good or effective or efficient on the road this season. They've had plenty of issues on the road this season. They lost to the Dolphins. They got blown out by the Eagles. But today, against Scott Tolzien, everyone expected them to get it done, and they did get it done. Ben Roethlisberger, 14 of 20, 221 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And it's kind of weird. You know, when you sat down and watched the game, you're like, you know what? They're really not throwing that much. In fact, they're not really doing that much. The Colts won the time of possession today, but when the Steelers had the ball, they were efficient. They went down the field, they scored touchdowns, and then that was it. The game was over. And Le'Veon Bell ran a little bit, had some nice yards. I mean, really dominated this game in terms of the running game. And then before you know it, the game was over. And Scott Tolzien on the flip side, you look at him, you can listen to Chris Collinsworth, who I like to call the quarterback apologist. I mean, he'll go on there and he'll give excuses after excuses for quarterbacks like Sam Bradford and any backup quarterback that comes on there and talks about, well, when you look at the expectations for these quarterbacks and really what they have to go through, I mean, it's such a difficult situation on a short week to come in and to start for this Indianapolis Colts team. I think that Scott Tolzien is playing well tonight. No, he didn't. Okay, he really didn't. I mean, if you're having expectations for him, let's think about it this way. If we think about NFL quarterbacks being college students, and we have Scott Tolzien in there as a student. Now, Chris Collinsworth is viewing him like a 7-year-old. Okay, he's grading him on a curve. He's saying, oh, this is a 7-year-old in college, so I'm going to be nice and tell him that pretty much no matter what he does, he did a good job. Good job, kid. I'm not. You're in the NFL. You're an NFL quarterback. He had a bad NFL quarterback day. Threw 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter. Both of them were completely his fault. Probably could have thrown 2 more, okay? And before that, he had been playing okay, but I saw plenty of missed throws. I saw an inability to move in and out of the pocket. Not effective enough. Not a starting quarterback in the NFL. So for a backup, for a 7-year-old, fine, he did okay, but he still did bad, okay? Let's just call it what it is. You're not going to win with this guy, which they know, and they're not going to start him next week because Andrew Luck is just in the concussion protocol. He should be healthy and ready to go next week. But let's just call it what it is. He wasn't very good, okay? And neither was this Colts offensive line, okay? They were dreadful. And if you're going to give him any excuses, let it be that this offensive line is so awful. It's so terrible. I mean, Denzel Good, their right guard, I believe. This guy's name is not Denzel Good. It should be Denzel Bad. Denzel stinks. Denzel sucks. I mean, this guy is such a detriment to this quarterback, to Andrew Luck, whoever lines up behind this offensive line. They're so screwed. 11 quarterback hits today. Outrageous. I can't even believe it. And they only actually allowed 3 sacks today, which was surprising because at least Scott Tolzien did this. Every time he saw something coming out of his face, he just said, I'm throwing this football and I don't care where it goes. Now he got picked off because of it, but that was his policy today. But 11 quarterback hits, way too much. You're going to get your quarterbacks killed. Scott Tolzien is lucky to survive tonight's game. And also, not only were they just porous in terms of pass blocking, they were putrid in terms of run blocking, as Frank Gore could only muster 1.9 yards per carry. I mean, that is just diddly poo. I think you could put me at running back and I would get more than that. And as long as I'm not behind this Colts offensive line. So, I mean, that I'm not going to blame him because there were no holes. I mean, yeah, he's old and he sucks. I mean, seriously, this guy's lost every single little burst he has in his livelihood. I mean, in his body, there's nothing there. It's gone. But this Colts offensive line, just a disaster. The only good part about this offensive line is Anthony Costanzo when he's healthy. Beyond that, they need to rebuild this entire offensive line. And it's so odd because they spent a third-round pick on LaRaven Clark in the draft. They spent a fifth-round pick on that guy out of North Dakota State. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Joe something. I can't remember his name right now. They should be playing. They're not. I don't get it. This offensive line stinks. You look at their wide receivers. T.Y. Hilton got banged up, came back to the game, and then left again. The injury shouldn't be too bad. Okay, he should be back next week. They're going to need him. You know, T.Y. Hilton, this guy is so underrated. Honestly, I think he's very good. And this is a guy that consistently gets over 1,000 yards every single year, almost every year improves upon his stats, very low drop rate. I think T.Y. Hilton is fantastic, a good route runner. This guy is so underrated. They need him to be healthy and back in the fold. Dante Moncrief had a touchdown today. You know, wasn't exactly on par with Scott Tolzien, but overall had a good day. Philip Dorsett, huge drop, what should have been a touchdown. You know, this guy, he's just I don't want to say he's a bust yet, but man, that's where he's trending. He needs to play better. And this Colts defense is a disgrace. Nothing, no sacks today, no impressive plays. I will excuse Vontae Davis, who is nursing an ankle injury, not because Antonio Brown broke his ankles, and he certainly did, but because he had this injury coming into this game. He wasn't healthy, he wasn't ready, and Antonio Brown ripped him to shreds. I'm sure everyone here has seen the GIF that has been floating around Twitter today. I mean, Antonio Brown just took this guy's ankles away from him. I couldn't believe it. It was a robbery. Anyway, so this Colts offensive line, our defense, just awful, just terrible. Robert Mathis is banged up now. He sucks anyway. He's old. He's not doing anything. You look at Henry Anderson didn't really show up today. Oh, this David Perry nose tackle. This guy's lazy. This Colts defense sucks. Okay, and they need to work on it. They're just giving this division to the Houston Texans. I don't know why they must defeat my Tennessee Titans, but they must do that. But they can't beat anyone else. They can beat the damn Titans and the damn Jaguars. And they couldn't even beat the Jaguars this year, but they can beat the damn Titans and then barely anyone else. This Colts team, they're this close to being finished. One more loss to me, and they are finished. We will see what happens as the weeks progress. And when it comes back to the Steelers, defensively, they're all right. I mean, you saw whenever they were getting pressure on Scott Tolzien, which was very surprising, by the way, because yes, his Colts offensive line sucks, but the Steelers, they aren't that great in terms of getting pressure. They're just not. I know everyone's in love with their linebackers like Ryan Shazier, but Ryan Shazier, this guy, his play is so up and down. To me, it's like a sinusoidal graph. I mean, this guy is so up and down and up and down. I saw some flashy plays today. I saw some missed assignments today. That's just his move, I guess. But they got consistent pressure. You saw Javon Hargrave, their third-round pick out of, I believe, South Carolina State. He came in, got a sack today. They're going to need him to step up now that they're missing Cameron Hayward. You saw Stephon Tuitt get a number of quarterback hits today. You saw a lot of these players on this Steelers defense step up. Mike Mitchell had an interception today. This Steelers secondary, once their Steelers were getting pressured, they started showing up playing really well. So maybe the Steelers are finding something, but I really can't buy it because I think it's just more a byproduct of this Colts offensive line just giving in this game saying, I want to go home. I want to get out of here. I want to go to my family, eat some more turkey or whatever. I don't know what they were doing. They were terrible. Awful. So that's the move. That's their move, and that's what they did today. Oh, anyway, so there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Thursday night football game, Thanksgiving night game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Indianapolis Colts. For the Steelers, big win, huge win. Where do they go from here? Let's look at that. The Steelers, after this game, the Steelers go up against the New York Giants. That is going to be interesting. It's in Pittsburgh, so they should win. The Giants are tough this year, though, man. They're good. But since it's in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has been a consistently good home team, I expect them to win that game. And as for the Indianapolis Colts, next game, they go at the New York Jets on, I believe, Monday Night Football. they should win that game because the Jets stink, okay? They suck so bad. So I expect the Colts to win that one, but they may lose that one, and it wouldn't shock me in the least. Andrew Luck better be back for their sake for that game. So there you go. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out.